or II.
Nice. Let's see. All right. Express sine 5 theta in terms of sine theta and cos theta. Again, the first thing you want to realize is this a multiple in terms of powers, or is this a powers in terms of multiples? This is definitely type 1 for now, because we're doing expressing multiples in terms of powers of theta. All right, so let's see. We have this, and we're going to expand this using De Morey. By De Morey's theorem. Okay. Then also equals to cos to the 5 plus I. Nope. Plus it's 5, isn't it? 5C1. Yep. 5 cos to the 4 I sine plus 10 cos cubed I squared sine squared plus 10 cos squared I cubed sine cubed plus 5 cos theta I to the 4 sine to the 4 plus I to the 5 sine to the 5 theta. Just so that we can make sure what's real and what's imaginary, I'm going to rewrite all of that again. Cos to the 5 theta plus 5 cos 4 theta I sine theta minus 10 cos cubed sine squared minus 10 cos squared I sine cubed plus 5 cos theta sine to the 4 plus I sine to the 5. Does anyone actually realize a pattern from what I've written in green? There is a little pattern with reals and imaginaries and then positives and negatives. Can we pick that up? No? Well, this is the I guess the trick if you want to know it. Real, imaginary, real, imaginary, real, imaginary, and it'll always be positive, positive, negative, negative, positive, positive, negative, negative, and so on. So a good little pattern to know. Okay, let's answer the question, right? I express sine 5 theta, so that means equate imaginary. If I'm equating imaginary, sine 5 theta equals 5 cos 4 sine minus 10 cos squared sine cubed plus sine to the 5, and that's it, because I've said write it in terms of both sine and cos, so you stop. Double I, equate real, cos of 5 theta, cos of 5 theta equals real. Okay, cos to the power of 5 minus 10 cos cubed sine squared plus 5 cos theta sine to the 4. And then this time I didn't say to leave it in terms of both sine and cos. I said just cos. So if it's just cos, what are you going to do to all the sines? You're going to replace them. 4, 1 minus cos squared. 1 minus cos squared, squared, right? Because remember that's sine squared, squared. Expand and simplify it. So while I do that, any questions? 2 cos squared, 2 times 5 is 10 cos cubed, and then that becomes cos to the 4, so that becomes 5 cos to the 5. And the final answer is 16, 15, 16 minus 20 plus 5 cos. All right. Rav, are you still good at algebra?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
All right.
Yeah, good. I mean, it is only that. So I know some people get scared of this, but at the end of the day, you're just doing algebra. It's a lot easier than being creative. When there's topics that you got to be creative, like perms and comms, it's not as easy as this. Even though perms and comms might be easier to understand, it's only 1 or 2 lines of working out, but it's not the same question all the time. Whereas this actually is the same question all the time. So I don't know. Any questions? Oh, no questions there. So we understand it's pretty stock standard. And then part B, showing tan. How to find tan? Well, you actually can't find tan, I guess, using De Moraes or anything like that. Does anyone have an idea of how we're going to find tan
Would
5 theta?
Would you divide the top by the bottom?
Yeah, right. We're going to just literally do sine 5 theta over cos 5 theta. So whenever you get tan questions, you got to remember that you actually can't find it. You only can find sine and cos. And the way you're going to do tan 5 theta is by doing sine 5 theta on cos 5 theta. Sine 5 theta, you choose the original case. So let's do the next line. Don't choose the simplified case. So that means don't choose this version for cos. You choose the original case. All right. Anyways, next line. Sine 5 theta is 5 cos to the 4 minus 10 cos squared sine cubed plus sine to the 5 all over 16. Nope, not 16. Don't choose that one. Cos to the 5 minus 10 cos cubed sine squared plus 5 cos theta sine to the 4. So you got to use this one, the original ones, that one and that one. So if they ever tell you to obviously get them in terms of just sines and causes, be careful to not use that version, but use the original version, the first line. Any questions so far for tan? Okay. And then, but look at what I wanted. I wanted this. 5t minus 10t cubed, where t represents tan theta. 5 tan minus 10 tan cubed plus tan to the power of 5, 1 minus, blah, blah. But look what I've got. So I'm going to write it again somewhere here, just so you guys can see if you can tell me how I'm going to end up with this, or how is this going to come in from what I've got. 5t minus 10t cubed plus t to the 5 over 1 minus 10t squared plus 5t to the 4. Yep. Can anyone see it? How are you going to end up with that when that's what we've got in orange? T stands for tan, by the way, again. I think Queenie, you might have it. Any suggestions?
I'm not sure. Maybe something to do with getting rid of the cos.
You're absolutely correct. Which cos specifically? Try to compare all of this mess to this. Did you pick it up yet?
Not really.
Right here.
Cos to power 5.
It was a 1. It becomes a 1. What does that mean?
You're dividing it by cos to power 5.
Let's see. If you divide everything by cos to the 5, what happens? And that's a skill you guys all need to learn to develop. You know, you're always going to have answers that you have. This is your answer. This is what we want. How do you get what you have to what you want? Have, want. Have, want. It's a skill you have to learn. It's not something that can actually be taught. It's just something that can only be practiced by doing that. This is what I have. This is what I need. How do I get from what I have to what I need or want? Whatever. All right. So let's divide everything, every single term, by cos to the 5 theta. What happens? What happens to this first one if I divide by cos to the 5 theta? What do I end up getting? Sine over cos. Can
10.
we see that? Which is 10. That becomes 5 tan theta. Minus, if I divide this one by cos to the 5, what happens? 2 and 5 cancels out, gives me 3. Sine cubed on cos cubed is? What's sine 5 theta over cos 5 theta? And so on and so on. See, Rav, you saw this, right? You saw the easy one. You saw, let's just divide these two. But it's also good to also see this. If you've got coses and sines, you know you need to divide to eventually get into tans as well. That is a harder skill to develop. So again, what do I have? I've got this weird stuff. But look at everything here. Look, 5 matches. Minus 10 matches. Plus 1. Okay. Then there's a 1. That's strange. Minus 10. Plus 5. So everything's matching. It's just... what the hell happened here? Oh yeah, I divide everything by cos to the 5 and then, as you can see, it works out. So Rav, what do you think? You all right with that?
Yep.
Julia? Good?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's stop that.